We had a good couple of days in the market after the Fed cut the rate. Absolutely awesome. Everything went up. But this week, the market did exactly what the market loves to do. It took a dive. I hope you got your coffee because we're going to get into exactly how this affected my portfolio. Let's get to it. I hope everybody had an absolutely wonderful week. I feel I had a pretty good week, even though the market decided to take a little bit of a dive on Wednesday. But you know what? That's okay. That's what the market does. So before I get into this, you know what I need to do. So welcome to the week in review for Friday, September 26th. And as you know, I am not a financial advisor. The content on this channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So you should definitely consult a financial advisor, one who is good with money. This channel is only what this old guy is doing to fund his retirement and purely for entertainment. And this is what I'm doing and lots of other miscellaneous stuff. So you might notice my face is different. It looks way better. I got a new light. This one just sucks. You see if you go back and look at any of the other past videos, you see circles in my eyes, and it just drove me crazy seeing that. I don't see it right now, but when I look over at the screen, I can see it. And man, I just feel professional. But leave some comments. Would love to know what you think. I think this light is way better. Way better. Anyway, so want to get into this, the week in review. And actually, technically, this is going to be a little bit of a month in review as well. First off, thank you. If I haven't said thank you. We hit 900 subscribers this week. That is absolutely amazing. As of this morning, we're actually 904. So we are 96 away from hitting 1,000, which is awesome. Oh, wait, you know what we should do? We should do this. We're 96 away from hitting 1,000. No, that's not the one I wanted. Maybe it's that one. There you go. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I appreciate everybody playing along, everybody subscribing. It's been absolutely amazing this past couple months. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Please leave comments. I'm loving all the comments that are coming in as well. You can also, as you know, follow me on Blossom. On my portfolio and everything is on Blossom. I'm a little bit more active daily on Blossom just because of the fact that it is a social network for trading, for financial stuff. So it's not all the goofy stuff you see on Facebook and everywhere else. So you can follow me on Blossom. It is free to do it. If you do just, and my link is in the bottom, of course. If you do decide to go pro, it's not a bad idea. I get $5 for it and would greatly appreciate that. It helps support this channel. And of course, you can always buy me a beer or a coffee, as the case may be. But a beer would be very, very nice. Absolutely would love that. So let's get back into this. I think that was all the housekeeping notes that we need to take care of. All right. So did a great video this week, the ULTY experiment. So the ULTY experiment is taking ULTY, and I am using it to pay for my deck because my deck is in horrible condition. The deck was built in 1996, and I'm buying a new one. So I've got everything in process right now. I am using ULTY to do this. So go back and watch the video. It's actually a pretty good video. Really not too long. You can check out the link right here somewhere up there. Go check out the video on how I'm using ULTY to pay for my, well, not necessarily pay for my deck, but help pay for my deck. But yeah, watch the video. You'll see more about that. All right, so here's what we got paid this week. So the only one that was up this week was Palantir, was up a little bit. We had a total of $494, so we were up $71.95, 17%. Not bad. Not bad considering what the Fed decided it wanted to go down a little bit, or the market rather wanted to go down a little bit this week. For if I remember correctly, there were a couple things that hit it that made it go down a little bit. So the first thing that hit is Fed Chairman Powell decided to come back out and do some talking on Wednesday, which always impacts the market. And then also the jobs numbers came out, and they were a lot worse than people expected. So that brought down the market as well. But the market does this. And you got to keep that in mind. The market does do this. Great opportunities when the market goes down to buy things, to get into things, to add to your portfolio, to add to your positions. When the market goes up, it's a great time to take some profits. So when the market goes down, you can throw stuff back in. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin is a great example of that. Bitcoin got, as we know, went to 120,000. As of yesterday, I didn't look at it this morning. I don't care. It was like 109 yesterday. So that's a big drop in Bitcoin. So great time right now to get some Bitcoin. Again, this is not financial advice. This is purely for educational purposes. But yeah, so during those low times, it's a good time to swoop in and get some other stuff. All right, so that's what we made this week, distributions. Robinhood trading. So 2 trades. I killed that Tesla trade from last week, got into a Palantir trade right before the market decided to take its dive. So it's been sideways all week. We added another 168 to the account and split that between Bitcoin, Roth, and trading. So for the month of September, we were able to add over $1,000 to our account. Not too bad. Just doing some trading, getting in there, adding some different ways to different income. Excuse me. So that was an extra $1,000. Not bad. All right, reinvestment. So here's what we did with everything. I got $30 more towards my credit card. And in Robinhood, we added a little bit more Bitcoin. In Coinbase, we added a little bit of Bitcoin. And this is really cool. Facebook gave me $5.29. Yeah, $5.29. I don't do as much on Facebook as I used to. That place is just, I don't want to say anything bad. It's just not what it used to be. As a matter of fact, I've been on some sort of weird "you suck" thing since January of last year, and or this year rather. And it's just there's no growth. No, I do everything I can to get growth in there, and I'm just gonna have to wait till January when they release that. If you want to follow me, it's still same here. Life is a boring old guy, but like I said, I'm not doing a lot of stuff on there right now. But I got $5.29 from Facebook. Woohoo! That's awesome. I'm monetized on Facebook. I'm this close in YouTube. If you subscribe, I'll be monetized here too. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. All right, more reinvestment. So these were the additional shares that we bought this week. A couple were actually, it was kind of nice. They dipped a little bit, so we actually got more than usual. Especially Robinhood. For Robinhood, the price is up there, and so it's nice to see a little bit of dip in that, so we could get almost 2 whole shares in the Robinhood, the Round Hill Robinhood Fund. End of the week. Here's our holdings for the end of the week. As you can see, ulti, there's a big hunker number right there for ulti, and that's, you've got to go back and watch that other video to see the explanation of that for that. But here's what we've got for all of these. I'm not very happy with WiMAX. I may be thinking about getting out of WiMAX. Again, not very happy with that one. Here's what we know for next week. Everything that I'm getting paid for is up next week. Happy dance. Yes, they're up significantly. And that's because if you remember the last video, I said that they were down, but I knew that they were going to be up because of the fact that when these numbers come out, it is after everything has already happened. So it's pretty much like a week back. So all these were released on Friday. So this is everything. They figured out all the numbers for the few days before Friday. So there was a lot of good stuff that happened while they were figuring out the numbers that really helped us get some growth. So you can see the Coinbase and the Robinhood are both of them are over $100. And actually, as a matter of fact, Coin, that's the highest payment that I've been receiving since I've gotten Coin as far as the per share. That's the highest one for Coinbase, which is absolutely awesome. But Nvidia, Palantir, all 4 of them were up, which was fantastic. Absolutely love that. End of the week balances. Yes, the end of the week balances are lower. Coinbase is higher because of the fact that we put a little bit more money into Coinbase. But everything else is a little bit lower. And actually, believe it or not, Robinhood's flat. Robinhood is absolutely flat because of the fact we did some trading and got trading and distribution. So that one's even. E-Trade down a bit because there's only 3 that are in there now. There's Robinhood, Coin, and ETH, and with the price going down. And then Citibank, of course, is down because we shifted a bunch over to Robinhood. But again, ULTY is a big chunk of that, and ULTY took a little bit of a nosedive this week. So we're down to 43, 6,200 off our goal of 50,000. So distance from the goal. So this week, this is what we made this week in each of these for the month of September. So this is our month end. This is it because there's only 2 more business days, Monday and Tuesday. They're not going to count. So we're actually going into October next week. So this is our finale. We'll say goodbye, September. You've been good to us. So end of the month for September, we did $1,821 for September. Not too bad. So if you take into the trading and you take into account this, and trading doesn't go into this number. So if you take that into account, with over $2,000 in extra income beyond the regular JOB. Oh yeah, and $5.29 from Facebook. Yeah, so pretty cool. All right, so let's go back to that. So estimating for next week, this is probably a little bit closer estimate. I did some adjustments to how I'm adding this up. So here's what we're estimating for weekly. For monthly, 2,500. That's pretty cool. That gives us a 1-year forecast for over $8 over 31,000. 31,000. That's a third. We're 1/3 to the goal. 1/3 to the goal of $100,000 in passive income, distribution income. So this old man and the cute one who's downstairs drinking her coffee are able to buy our land, build our house, and open our micro winery. Hope you really enjoyed this review for the week. Go back and watch the how I'm using ULTY to help pay for the deck. If you're into numbers, man, it's a great video. You'll love it because there's a lot of numbers in that one. Thank you all for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Definitely leave some comments. Have yourself an absolutely wonderful week, and we'll see you next one.